Turkey Club with me, Nick Hansen, man of many turkey sandwiches. Alright, I decided to start the Turkey Club back up because I needed a place to write, and Turkey Club sandwiches bring me joy, so why not start reviewing turkey sandwiches again? I chose Potbelly for my first venture. I'd eaten there before in Madison during a quiz bowl trip in high school. I remember one of my classmates talking about how great the Potbelly sandwiches were. I don't remember my initial impression, but it wasn't memorable. I ordered the turkey with everything. I got the full sandwich, about 9 inches, with everything on it. It came to $6.65. Not a bad deal for a decently sized sandwich. The first thing I ask whenever I get a sandwich is, could I make this better at home? There was one major thing wrong with this sandwich. The meat! It was slimy. It tasted like the cheap stuff you get at the deli counter. My hands were kind of oily at the end of the meal. Overall, I'd give this a 2.5 out of 5. I don't think it'll be placed into the regular rotation. Find more Turkey Club at theinformation.com. It's HTML. There's birds.
Keep your finger on the button.
When someone dies, that person is dead. The word dead is not a hard word like the word hippopotamus. But for some of us, words like die and dead are hard to say because they mean something has happened to someone that you liked a lot. But once people die, they stay dead. It's not like playing a game, where you have a turn playing dead and then you give your friend a turn. That's fun. Actors on television play dead too when they're acting. Then you see those same actors again later on another show. Well, they are just playing parts. You see, in real life, dead is final. It's not a game or a movie. It's very real. The dead person doesn't come back to life, ever. But still you may pretend. Lots of us do this when something hurts us. So you may think to yourself, well, I'll just make believe the person really didn't die. He just went away on a long trip and he'll come back someday, you'll see. But now, think about it. That's not real. Any more than most of the stories on TV. Wishing doesn't make things come true. No matter how much you miss and love the people who died, pretending cannot bring them back. Well, let's talk about the real world. The world of life and death. What is dead? Do you remember when you saw a squirrel lying in the road? Still, not breathing, not moving. It was dead. It could never breathe or move again. It was dead. Well, it's the same for people who are dead. The body does not move or breathe. It is silent. It is peaceful. There is no hurt, no pain, no life.
Keep your finger on the button.
Many people cry when a person dies. Well, that's because you are sad. Most of us, boys and girls, men and women, cry when we are in pain. And our tears are one of our ways of showing how much we miss and want that person who is dead. Also, well, you might feel angry. You might think to yourself, why did this have to happen to me? Didn't this person love me enough to stay alive? You might be mad at so many people. You may become grumpy. Sometimes for, just little things. But many people feel this way. And you may feel like just running and running. Well, it's all right to let go of some of your feelings. You may feel better if you do. You might want to draw a picture about the way you feel. That's what Johnny did when his aunt died. And it made him feel better. Sometimes After a person dies, you worry, like maybe I made him die. You remember the times when you were naughty or nasty to the person who died. But now those things don't make people die. All of us act badly at times. So remember, thoughts can't make people die. But even so, you may feel very sad that the person is dead and you can no longer talk or be with them. You might want to share some of your feelings with a parent or other grown-up. Being older doesn't mean that they're not afraid and lonely and sad and cannot understand how you're feeling. When you talk together, you learn from them and they learn from you. You both help each other. They do want to help. They may have answers to some of your questions. You may want to know what happens when a person dies. Well, it's like when your goldfish died. Maybe you put its body into a pretty box and lined it with paper or cloth that your mom gave you. With your friends, you dug a hole to place the box in. You covered it with dirt. Then, it is a grave. You buried your goldfish. Well, maybe you even put flowers on the grave. But what happens when people die? Actually, it's much the same. First, the dead person may be brought from the house or the hospital to the funeral home. The family decides how and where the dead person will be buried.
Keep your finger on the button.
The funeral director helps families when people they love have died by explaining what choices are available. The family then chooses a casket to place him in. A casket is like a box and is made of special metals, wood, or steel. Well, the family even decides which clothes the dead person will wear. Often people then decide to leave the casket open so that others may come to see the body. This helps people understand that the person really has died, so many may no longer pretend that the person is still living. Friends often send flowers and come to the funeral home. They do these things to show that they cared for the person who died. And also, they do these things to show their friendship for members of the family who are still living. A service is held in the funeral home, in a church, or in a synagogue. Prayers are said by a minister, or a priest, or a rabbi. He may talk about how the person who died meant so much to all who were there. After the service, the people go to the cemetery. It's like a parade, but a very sad one. Before the family and friends arrive, a backhoe or workers dig a hole where the casket will be buried. It's called a grave. Afterwards, prayers may be said. The markers may be made of stone or wood or bronze. It tells where the person who died is now buried. This is the way families most often take care of their loved one who has died. Sometimes they decide to put the body in a special building at the cemetery, a mausoleum, instead of the ground. Many people visit the burial spot, called a grave, months and even years after the funeral. People may feel better by visiting the grave. It's a kind of remembering time when some may bring flowers to mark the grave. Even though it may still hurt, as time goes by, you'll be able to remember the person. It may not hurt as much as when he or she first died. You will remember the times when you were kind and pleasant and helpful and loving to the person who died. You may even laugh as you look back on fun together. It is a permanent reminder of life and loving. You will never forget the person who died. But more important, you'll always remember that he or she really lived. And this memory will bring you happiness.
Terrible people, terrible people, terrible people, and you're just as bad. Terrible people, terrible people.
Turkey Club Club with me, Nick Hansen, man of many turkey sandwiches. Lion's Pub looked like a place I wouldn't mind having a drink. An unpretentious British-style pub that was lively but never too busy. I had my eyes on a buffalo chicken wrap, but at the last second I panicked and got the turkey sandwich. I don't know if I thought everyone was expecting me to order that or what. I wasn't feeling great about it. When you start out at a new job, there's always a chance that you could get labeled as ex-guy for some little life quirk that was never once brought up in your previous place of employment. I think I may now be the turkey sandwich guy because I've talked about sandwiches quite a lot in my first 2 weeks. I'm okay with that branding. It could always be worse. And hey, I don't mind if people want to talk about sandwiches. I love talking about sandwiches. When the plates came out, I wasn't impressed. My initial observation always is, quote, could I make this at home? And yeah, it looked like I could with this one. The bread was toasted, but I'm not always a huge fan of that. The meat was above average. However, I didn't take a picture because I didn't want to be labeled guy who takes pictures of his food in front of people I'd only been working with for a week. Overall, I'd give the sandwich a 2 out of 5, but I could see myself stopping into Lions for a happy hour. Find more Turkey Club Club at theinformation.com. It's HTML, there's birds. I also didn't get fries. I've been trying to cut back.
I stepped away, put on a different face, just to try it on and it fit. I had a house, a fence to keep it in. It fell apart, but I'll build it again.
God bless you guys. And my rap goes a little something like this. Adam and Eve separated us from God, but the Lord was so merciful, he spared the rod. He sent his son down from heaven to pay the cost. He demonstrated his love when he was on the cross. 3 days later when he rose again, that's when we had remission for sin. So he went to his father and then he prayed. Jesus knew by Judas he would be betrayed. Blood of the Lamb. The blood of the Lamb. Thank God for the blood of the Lamb. The blood of the Lamb. Second.
Ugh, so sore. Anyone know where I can recycle marathon shoes? Hashtag I ran a marathon, now too much. Lullaby and good night, I just ran a marathon.
I like that title. I thought it was different.
Great, like if there was like a version of Cliff Notes, like Ron's Notes, where you basically just describe what you think books are about based on the title.
I like that.
The Magician's Nephew.
Really disappointed kid that was like, I hate my uncle. Oh, he's always coming to school, trying to do these sleight of hand tricks. Nobody's buying it, Uncle.
I know it's your thumb. It's not my nose.
Great
Cat on a hot tin roof.
Clearly, just about a cat. Like how he get up there? You know you made a mistake.
Clear and present danger.
Why would you get in this situation in the first place? It was presented to you from the beginning that it was not going to be a good situation. I will come and see this.
Hey, I'm Mansplainer because you need to be spoken down to. So this Riot Girl movement, and no, I'm not gonna growl the girl, let's be adults here, was this punk movement in the 1990s in Washington State. You know, where Kurt Cobain and Nirvana were making some of the best music of the century. So this girl, Kathleen Hanna, she starts a band called Bikini Kill and releases this manifesto because, you know, an album just doesn't do it, right? They start to get popular and they let girls to the front of the audience, which is, hello, sexist towards men, but whatever. Bikini Kill changes the punk scene forever, and Kathleen Hanna joins the ranks of Kim Gordon and Joan Jett as one of the most badass women to ever exist. The Riot Girl movement is all about girls creating and supporting each other's art, which is pretty cool. Not sure why they have to be so loud about it. Not that I'm not a feminist. I'm totally a feminist, if that's what you're into.
What is it? Tanya, I saw this thing on Miss Fleming's desk. I think it's gonna kill me. What is it? I don't know. It looks like... There it is. Oh yeah, it's a gumball machine. What? It's a gumball machine. No, gumball machine is the name of my sex doll and my aunt. No, they're not. Both of those are named Clarence. Come on, Nancy, get a gumball from me. I trust you, Gumball. And that concludes our project on how the Protestants convinced the natives to worship a false god. Thank you. Good job, girls. And Nancy, I think I've met you wrong. For added realism, I have laced the gumballs with actual real extra credit. And that is my science project. Thank you. Double project.
Tonight we say goodbye and good riddance to a horrible year. A year of ISIS and Ebola. A year of ignorance and fear.
2015 will be different. I can feel it in my heart. When the clock strikes 12.
All right, ladies and gents, things away. We're having a quiz.
Breaking news, 1994 Olympics High School, Miss Margaret Fleming, English teacher and former Olympian, has announced a quiz on the Scarlet Letter to be taken immediately.
Carrie, sit down.
Breaking news, Miss Fleming has saggy tits.
All right, is everyone here? Tonya.
Yeah.
Jeff. Whack. Sean.
Yeah.
Connie's here. Christine. And Nancy. Where's Nancy?
Hey, what I made?
That was beautiful, Nancy.
Is this math class?
We're taking a quiz.
Tanya Harding, no talking during the quiz!
You haven't passed it out.
Tanya, what is the quiz on?
The Scarlet Letter.
Is that the one with the bird?
No.
Whack, whack, whack. Jeff is white trash and he scares me.
I think he's kind of cute.
What?
He's hot in kind of an Arthur Dimmesdale kind of way.
Is that the cartoon bird?
Whack. Sure.
Oh, I have the results for your test.
What?
Oh. Sorry, Tanya.
Oh my gosh, Tanya, you got an A too!
Damn you, Nancy Kerrigan!